This episode brought to you by Canadian Back Bacon. It's actually a real product. It's just bacon here, actually. And, coincidentally, that used to be my male stage name.
Hey everybody, happy Canada Day, happy 4th of July. We are watching Canadian Bacon and you are listening to Miscast Commentary.
Ooh, yeah, happy everything.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Findlay and Todd Murray.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Joe Findlay.
And I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And we've got a good one for you today, depending on your opinion on movies. We are doing Canadian Bacon.
Yes,
very
we
excited.
Are.
We're celebrating Happy Canada Day, Todd.
Happy Canada
belated.
Day, Joe. Belated or not.
We don't usually call each other by name specifically. It's weird.
I kind of forgot your name. There was I was like, Joe?
Buckaroo.
Hey, you. Have a good one. Huh?
This guy.
Happy America Day.
Happy America Day.
Well, that's in 3 days
the day
from
when,
ours.
The day when Superman liberated
Yep.
you guys from the Klingons.
From the Zods and the Klingons.
I don't know. I watched John Adams, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Is he Black Adam?
What? No, he's not Black Adam.
Superman fought Black Adam.
He was White Adam.
Oh.
Speaking of Black Adam, I don't know why we're mini-episoding this right now.
What the fuck?
But The Rock's Black Adam, if you didn't know. But anyways, we got Canadian Bacon. We got more important
business. Yes, we do. And I am in this movie, people.
Yes.
So like we said before in the mini-sode, get ready. I'll let you know. We're going to pause.
Yeah.
We're going to do the first pause, because if we don't pause, you won't be able to find me. And then what's the fucking point of even seeing it?
Yeah, we will warn you ahead of time to have your remote control. Yeah. So, anyways, it's not for a little bit. Well, a bit. So, press play.
Pressing play now. Look at that. Oh, man, I miss John Candy so much.
I know.
Oh, he was so good.
John Candy, we talked about it last week. This wasn't the last movie he made, but it was the last movie that was released that he starred in.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
he was a beautiful man.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, nobody has ever had a bad thing to say about him. Former owner of the Toronto Argonauts, the CFL team.
He is,
Owned him with Wayne Gretzky and a couple other people.
No way.
Yeah, of course, the Niagara Falls, that's the Horseshoe Falls there. That's the Canadian one.
That is the Canadian side, which looks way nicer.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
There's no rocks at the bottom. The American one's got all the rocks.
Oh, there's
just
plenty of rocks
casino,
down there. You just can't see them.
And I saw all this from the smoker's patio.
Oh, it's so nice. I got to take the helicopter trip before.
Oh, my God,
it was
really?
Gorgeous.
Look at the cameras jiggling around. It would jiggle jangle.
Yeah, well, this was a very cheaply made movie.
Do you believe that people have gone over that thing in barrels and lived?
Yeah. I can believe it.
Holy jeez.
It's only, look at it. It's only 6 inches tall.
Did you know that Rhea Perlman is something that they actually scraped off of Ron Perlman?
Exactly. I actually did look up Rhea Perlman in a biography of her. Right. And one of the things it said, in trivia, was not related to Ron Perlman. And it was literally my first thought, is that the two of them look friggin' identical. I was like, she just looks like a mini, a mini Ron Perlman. It's like when Jason Goes to Hell, when that little mini thing crawled out before it became Jason. That Rhea Perlman is that of Ron Perlman.
It's like Basket Case is like Weird Brother. A lot of this was shot in our area. On both sides of the border.
The majority of this was shot in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Niagara Falls, New York, Buffalo, New York. Some of that's Hamilton.
That's Hamilton there.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly a sailor.
Yes.
And I've been in there, and it is fucked looking.
Yeah.
It's like going into Lord of the Rings.
It stinks like death.
Oh, it's awful.
It's I drive past it every day.
And there was a Niagara paper right there. It just said too.
Oh, nice. Well, it makes sense. It does take place in Niagara Falls, New York. So.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all right.
I thought it was like Niagara, like our end. That is so Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of funny whenever we show whenever they're shooting something that's like industrial, like garbage, this US, it's almost all of it is Canada.
Hamilton could double as Detroit.
Yeah.
Like if you were filming another RoboCop movie, you could put it around in that area with all the shit.
It's the Steel City. It's
fucking Hamilton.
It's like old Pittsburgh, except not as big.
This guy's awesome. This guy was in Lord of Illusions.
He's in a lot of things.
Everybody in this movie was really nice.
Kevin O'Connor, he was in Peggy Sue Got Married, Steel Magnolias, FX2, Virtuosity, Amistad. He was in The Mummy. He's like the he's like the lackey guy in that. And he's also Igor.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's Igor in Van Helsing. And
I can see him playing Igor.
He was Dr. Mindbender in G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra.
Oh, poor Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I know, but he was his protege there.
See in Mexico, suckers.
I know.
Didn't Trump just say that the other day?
Yeah, like constantly. And then he was also, most recently, he's in Chicago PD. But he's got that great voice.
Yes, he does.
But he's one of those guys, and like every time I see him, I'm surprised because I think that's just true of this movie. If I didn't see you prior to seeing this movie, I assumed you were never in another thing again.
Right.
And that was just like, because there's some people in it, like John Candy, like Rhea Perlman, the other star of this, like there are people who I knew, right? So there you go. Written, produced, and directed by Michael Moore.
I'm surprised more people haven't seen this movie.
I know. Well, I'll tell you how few people in a little bit.
Oh.
But yeah, this is so Michael Moore. This is the only.
Apparently, his suicide will really show him what's up, eh? This will
Yeah.
show he's going to drive right off the falls.
People always do that, and there you can see a lot of shit going on. That was the Canadian side you could face. The skyline is so different now. There's so many more things there.
No, all types of shit.
Yeah, there's like 30 more very tall hotels, the Casino Hotel and stuff like that. But yeah, Michael Moore, this is the only fictional movie he ever made. He actually wrote this movie during the first Gulf War because he was noting when he was watching the news how the news was manipulating the media,
right,
like as far as all that. So he was like, well, what if we could have a movie about manipulating the media to start a war? As opposed to after the war's already started.
Kind of like Wag the Dog or something, eh?
Well, Wag the Dog, and then even moreover was the way that it went down for the Iraq War, like the second Iraq War, because it was all media selling until the point where they're like, we're doing it, because it was like they would show up and they're like, this is anthrax and we're all going to die if we don't go get them. And this is this and they're all going to die.
Oh, so he was going to drive his car over to fuck just to be like, fuck.
I like the very first thing you see. First thing too is the idea that you got Canadian John Candy playing the most American guy in the whole thing.
The 9th this week.
Mm-hmm. So this so like we said, he died while he was making Wagons East. He had a heart attack. Spent the bulk of his life over 300 pounds, so it caught up to him. He had only just quit smoking like a couple months before he died too. Yeah, so he had finally recognized.
Oh shit. I don't remember a lot of this movie. I haven't seen it in so long.
It is. I can see why Michael Moore has never
done. He's really there.
Yeah. Oh, they're there. It's just a matter of
hanging over the thing, right?
Well, they probably got some kind of scaffold underneath or something, right? But yeah, when you listen to the dialogue, this is some of the worst dialogue, and it's really why you could tell like Michael Moore never jumped back into fiction. It's our good friend Roy Boy. You know how you talk to people about other
I always
people,
talk to people like that, and I try and give as much information as possible for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I love the
holy shit.
So good. But I like just the idea too of so many people are committing suicide. If you talk them down, you get $25. If you don't talk them down and you have to get their body, you get 50. So
$50. Whoa.
Love it. Really interesting thing about this movie, it was turned down by about 40, I think they said 47 different film companies before Madonna's film company, Maverick Productions,
really
picked it up. So the guy who is one of the producers is Freddie DeMann, who is Madonna's manager.
Ah.
And one of the only other movies he directed was Dangerous Game with Madonna. The only non-Madonna thing he has his name in, other than this, was The Life and Death of Peter Sellers.
That's why this movie. Like, what Madonna read the script and was like, I love this.
Unless she just really liked Michael Moore's
Probably that, yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy though. Like, Michael Moore's a guy. Like, say what you want about him. Like,
I will.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people are like, well, it's all, leading documentary and all this stuff.
Yeah,
it's
he omits details to make his side, whatever.
And that is what it is. But I like his gumption, his stick-to-itiveness, that kind of thing. When he was in high school, he got elected to the school board. He was automatically then made his own principal's boss.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing. He was a writer for multiple newspapers and stuff like that. Then he started getting to this. To get Roger and Me made, he was hosting local bingo games and stuff to make money. Like, he really worked to get his shit together, right?
He's a working man.
Yeah, you got to respect him. And he's only once worn a suit.
Michael Moore.
That was
somebody's wedding.
No, that was the Oscars. It was when he
one
just wore
time?
that giant loose. I'm sure he's worn one more than once, but just the one.
Your buddy's got the missile on top of the car.
That's how I feel when I go to the States. That's how I always feel.
Oh, that's at the duty free. They're like, how many missiles would you like? You're like, what?
I do not want any missiles. What kills me, though, is when you look at the pedigree of everybody, there's not a lot of anything really overwhelming until you get to the producer and the cinematographer. David Brown was the main producer of this. He did the Sting, Sugarland Express, Jaws, Cocoon, Driving Miss Daisy,
wow,
A Few Good Men, Deep Impact, Chocolat. So he's got and tons. He's produced 200 movies. Then the Haskell Wexler is the cinematographer. Did Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, In the Heat of the Night, Thomas Crown Affair, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Mm-hmm. He did the Richard Pryor Live on the Sunset Strip special, Mulholland Falls. So lots of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's weird to see all the people who are in this and know what a bomb this movie was.
I know it's shocking. So maybe was it about, or was there no? Hey, there's Ricky Gervais in the background.
Yeah.
And did they not promote it? What was the deal? We saw it in the theater, I think.
We did
because John Candy was in. We were like, no, man, John Candy.
We went and saw it because you were in it.
Oh yeah.
that was our number one selling point. But I don't know. I feel like
this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a guy.
This guy's in lots of shit. Look at him.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all see, everybody's somebody in this. But it's one of those things. I feel like everybody saw Roger and Me, saw this guy as a filmmaker, and was just like, oh, let's go. He got a lot done on a little, and see what happens. And it didn't all work out so well. More about
that's what people say to me all the time. Ease off the white people stuff, bro.
I hear you. John Candy, anybody who doesn't know John Candy, he was a Second City veteran in Toronto. He starred in SCTV, which is the Second City.
He was apparently writing the show himself.
Well,
near the end,
yeah.
Which is when it really, it's like you can only write so much yourself, right? I was kind of felt bad for him.
Well, it was a small group of guys, and what was crazy is he received multiple offers to join Saturday Night Live, and he refused every time.
Wow.
Out of loyalty to his group of guys, even though other people went, like Martin Short went.
Yeah, for that super ultra all-star season with him and Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, Christopher Guest, Michael McKean.
Oh, Martin Short was great
Shearer.
on SCTV.
It was, yeah. Well, and they all were everybody on SCTV was good, and that's one of those Canadian shows. Like the American comedians are all SCTV was the shit. It's amazing.
It was good because it was kind of like Kids in the Hall, where it was when it was really good, it was fucking amazing. And when it was bad, it was oh my God.
It really showed
But
how...
they swung for the fences, though. That's what you got to do, right?
It showed its lack of budget when it wasn't good.
I loved it. I loved it so much, man.
Yeah. But
oh, fuck.
The movies, he appeared in Blues Brothers, Heavy Metal, Stripes, National Lampoon's Vacation, Splash... Brewster's Millions, Little Shop of Horrors, Spaceballs, one of my all-time favorites, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, The Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, Home Alone.
About John Candy?
Yeah, of course.
I was like, wow, somebody's been in all these movies with John Candy. I was like, who is this?
Yeah. JFK he was in.
That's right.
He was in Cool Runnings, was one of his last big movies.
Cool Runnings!
Yeah, so, so much stuff. He has appeared in more John Hughes movies than any actor. He appeared in 7 total.
You know what? See, sometimes actors and directors like fall in love and they work together. And I think like one of the best is, if not the best, is John Candy and John Hughes.
Yeah,
amazing.
Absolutely. And like even when it's a small role, it's still it always matches.
AKA
up.
Damahuji Kiss Me Polka.
Yeah, that works. He turned down 2 Rick Moranis roles. He was meant to play Lewis in Ghostbusters. And he turned that role down. And then he and he also turned down the role of the lead in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Holy shit.
So
we give Rick Moranis some work?
Yeah, no doubt. And now we're looking at more like it's having a hard time because all these characters are coming at once. We're looking at Alan Alda, Kevin Pollak, and Rip Torn.
Rip Torn has the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. You can look this up on YouTube. Just Google Rip Torn Norman Mailer fight. And it was during a movie that Norman Mailer was making. And he just comes up to him, Rip Torn, who looks nothing like this at this point. This was like the early 60s. Right.
And he starts fighting Norman Mailer. He attacks him, like he hits him in the head. He makes him bleed. He starts strangling him in front of his kids.
Oh my
like
Lord.
Norman Mailer's kids, his wife and kids. And the wife comes up and just starts punching him in the face.
Really?
And he gets up and finally they break it all up and he's sitting there. He's like, I had to do it, baby, because this is all a fraud. And then like they're all going and then he's like, you're a cocksucker. And like they're just going.
He's saying this to Buddy?
He's crazy wide-eyed. You can tell he's on every drug in the world. He literally tried to murder Norman Mailer in front of his family.
What was the beef? Just because he was all fucked up? Or did you get to hear the story of what the beef was going on? Or
not within the context
you just see him go nuts. That's like watching Christian Bale lose it on that poor bastard who like...
Except Christian Bale just yelled at him. I'm willing to bet that guy saw this video and he's like, oh my God, I need to send Christian Bale a Christmas card.
Yeah, well, Christian Bale yelled at him so bad he probably wished he got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, Jesus.
I am naming my first daughter Rip Torn.
Is he the only actor in Hollywood whose name is a verb and then a past tense of the same verb?
I hope so. Yes. My God, like we'll call my daughter Little Ripper.
Yeah, like is there a ran out there?
I wish, because that is like the coolest fucking name.
It's amazing.
Rip Torn, and I was working at a call center, and we had I mix it up all the time because somebody in the Venture Brothers was Brock Sampson.
Yeah,
we had a call in. My buddy Billy his name was Brock Savage.
Nice.
And we were like, whoa, Brock Savage. That's like Chesty
name.
LaRue or something. But Rip Torn is too fucking cool for words. Trying to think of some other really cool names. Rip Torn. There's another one. Not Red Buttons.
No. There's tons. We had Sunshine Parker and Roadhouse.
Ooh, Sunshine Parker meet Rip Torn.
They probably were in a movie together at some point.
Holy jeez. You gotta be tough for names fucking Rick Torn.
No doubt.
Rip Torn.
Looking at Kevin Pollak now, he was in Willow. Obviously, A Few Good Men was one of his bigger movies.
Does a great Kevin Spacey impression. He does great impressions.
He does really good impressions. I always like the joke. Somebody told about him in a roast. I think it was the roast of William Shatner. He's like, yeah, he does William Shatner, Christopher Walken, all the hard ones. And he gets on, but he's genuinely funny, but he's good. He's a really funny comedian who's also a good serious actor, but can do whatever. Like
Usual Suspects.
Usual Suspects. Obviously, he was in the Apollo mission miniseries From the Earth to the Moon.
Right.
He was in Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men. What else we got? 3,000 Miles to Graceland. Whole 9 yards.
I enjoyed 3,000 Miles to Graceland. That's with the Elvis is fighting, right?
Yeah. And he was actually the voice in the first few episodes of the Drew Carey show. The voice of Drew Carey's boss just came from an intercom, and that was his voice.
Before it was, what's his name? Craig Ferguson.
Yes.
I love that man. I know. Holy shit.
I love the idea that you just go, and what's terrifying is that depending on what the laws are where, it's kind of true. Oh, I get so sad when I see those like boarded up houses and stuff like that, because you see that now in like Cleveland and all that.
Oh yeah,
it's
you just see Detroit, dude. I mentioned Detroit a lot, but I was in Detroit, and it's like, oh wow, man.
It
every house is boarded up. It's like dogs doing heroin.
It bums me out. I just want to like I don't know what it is that makes those places come back, because they will eventually. Something will happen love it. I can deal with that. So now we got Alan Alda of MASH fame, obviously. He was obviously one of I was going to say Woody Harrelson's boys. That's not true. He was one of Woody Allen's boys in some of his movies and stuff like that. Not a lot, though, for how long he's been in the business. Not a ton. Like, Rip Torn is in 7 billion movies to, like, his 60, you know? But he was most recently, he was in Horace and Pete, Louis C.K.'s...
Horace and Pete?
Yeah, it was a show that Louis C.K. did, and he completely, like, he made it on his own money. He released it online for people to buy online and that kind of thing. And it starred him and Steve Buscemi.
No way.
And then, like, all the guys who
Is it any good?
Yeah, it was quite good, actually. And, like, the people who are in the bar, it's Alan Alda, Stephen Wright, like, all these people. It's killer people. And then people like Edie Falco show up, and, like, I think
What's it called?
Horace and Pete.
Oh, check that out.
Really
It's
good.
got to be out there for free by now, right?
Who knows?
Hell yeah.
Actually, you know, I think it did get picked up by Netflix. I don't know, though.
Oh, they'll take anything.
Yeah. So, Rip Torn. Sorry, go ahead.
Nope.
Okay.
You go right ahead. It was had nothing to do with nothing.
Rip Torn. It was in Summer Rental with John Candy.
That's right.
He was in Airplane 2, RoboCop 3. I don't have a part 4.
Oh my God, that's the best one.
Obviously, the Men in Black movies. He was in Dodgeball. He played Mr. Geis in...
I feel like Dodgeball should have been a funnier movie. Like, I still enjoyed it, but it should have been better.
Yeah. The guy who dropped the ball the most for me in that one was Ben Stiller.
I agree.
He was too character-y.
Yeah.
Like, he's just... Especially when they're playing the dodgeball game, he's like, "Oh, you out of your mind? That's the worst call I ever seen." Like, and he's just like, I'm like, just relax.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, you could have been an asshole without everything having to be.
Hasn't seen Ben Stiller in a while either. Oh, he's getting over prostate cancer though.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he beat it. Yeah.
Oh, good job,
Yeah,
man.
he never said anything or made a deal about it or nothing.
Good for him.
Just fucking kicked its ass, and came back.
Anybody who's wondering, we're having a little three-way with my youngest cat, Miss Stitch.
Yeah,
She's just rubbing back and forth on her elbows.
Oh, Miss Stitch, come here, be on the podcast. You're gonna be a celebrity cat.
You're gonna get scratched.
Oh, jeez, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, and then she comes back for more pets.
Yeah.
See, just like a woman.
Forgiving. I love...
I just got claw. Is that thing on?
Yeah.
That was yeah. So you may have heard of the meow. I wanted the cat. You know, if we had animals in here, then you can add another hashtag to the thing. Like, you know, so then when people type in cute animal, boom, we come up.
Remember when it was ridiculous to think of a world leader eating a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken? That's a thing now.
Are they the Russians?
Yeah, this is the Russians. This is basically the
I think I'm bleeding.
No, you're good. This is essentially the scene where he just wants to know if they want to get into a war. Hey, want to do a war?
What do you think, man? You like that chicken? Would you fight for a war over that chicken?
I like the idea of having to pitch this, though.
This is what they did. This is like the same thing that just happened between Trump and Russia.
Yeah. What's kind of funny, too, is in this movie, Alan Alda plays an unpopular president who's talked into starting a conflict with another country to like, get popular. And then in the movie Murder at 1600, the Wesley Snipes.
The murder at the president's house.
Yeah, Murder at 1600. He's like, there's been a murder at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the most famous address in the world. It's like, I think that's the like tagline in the
And then they say, always
trailer.
bet on black.
They always say that. But
That's
plays
Passenger 57.
But he plays like an aide to the president who tries to convince the president to get into a conflict with North Korea to upgrade to up his
Up the
popularity.
pole to kill. Only a war, man. You want to get popular, you start a war.
Yes. And we've seen it a couple times since this movie came out. So I don't know if this has been instructional for some people or what.
What?
I don't know if this has been an instructional video for some people.
It is, Vince. I'm learning a lot, actually.
No, I meant like for the actual world leaders.
This is all I learned from politics. I learned from this movie. Russians love KFC.
Like I just picture Bush having seen this movie and then all of a sudden becomes president, and then he's
Oh
like, "We should just go back to Iraq."
You know that he watched this movie and he's just like, you know, loves it.
Yeah, and since then, like think before 9/11 and before the war. Well, and before the war in general, like how many Arab bad guys were there?
Oh, all over the place.
Like I mean, friggin' Rambo 3 is Rambo working with the Taliban to help get rid of Russians.
Yes.
Like it's
Yeah, pretty much.
So and now the script is
True
flipped.
Lies.
Like,
yeah, I love that. Crimson Jihad.
I do like a good jihad. Don't get me wrong. This movie in Mexico was called Operation Canada.
What one of the titles?
That was the title of this movie. And then in Japan, it translated to The Large March of John Candy.
I love the fucking the ones that get over, like in China and stuff. Like, oh my god.
Oh, for sure.
Was he a big international star, John Candy? Like, was he?
I can't imagine
that.
I can't imagine that most of his movies, really translated.
Right.
Because like so many things are about like small American life.
Right. Yeah.
Like great outdoors and stuff like that. What do you picture in the great outdoors that somebody from Yemen would be able to relate to?
Oh, bear attacks.
True enough. Lots of bear attacks. Lots of cabins in Yemen. I don't know. There could be tons. I've never been to Yemen. I don't know. The only reason I'm even
we're
saying
getting a call from Yemen.
The only reason I'm even saying Yemen is because friggin' Friends.
I think you drove past the store that says Yemen on it.
Yes.
There is one. They sell shawarmas and shit.
No, that says Yaman.
Oh yeah, rotis.
Whoops.
Cut
my bumble clap.
Ooh, there's one of Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
They gotta throw some
Frankie.
slides in just for some laughs, during the war, just to perk up the mood.
Slides are things that used to exist before computers made pictures happen.
Look at those aliens and shit.
I love every line that Rip Torn says in this movie is perfect. And I was like, that's the only stuff I feel like he read what Michael Moore wrote and he's like, this is not good enough. He's like, let me just clean this up for you.
Right.
And he's like, recently I presented an award at, here we go.
Oh my God, here we go. Wait, stop,
now.
wait. No, not yet. No, not yet. Don't press pause yet.
We're getting ready.
I'll tell you when I'm here.
This
here
is
we
the
come. I'll let you know.
We're getting there.
Cam Sanders
We're
comes
waiting.
by first.
Oh, there's a guy we know. Oh no, maybe not.
No,
Cam's first.
This is the American side. I'll tell you a little story after the scene is done here.
When we pause, we'll tell the story.
Yeah.
Nice
Okay,
flight.
so
I think
this is Niagara Falls, Ontario Arena. I got to take the day off school.
Yeah.
They said they were going to feed us. Or no, they told us to bring a lunch, right? So we brought a lunch, and then everybody who didn't bring a lunch got KFC.
Oh, there's Cam.
There's Cam Sanders right there.
He was on the top right with the painted face.
Yeah, they do a big pan by of him too when the game starts, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Okay, to pause once.
Pause.
Okay.
I'm right there. That's me right there.
You can see him in the white sweater with the red on the front behind the
Isn't
girl
that
in
me?
the red. That's you, man.
And then I move and they put a hat on me.
Yes.
Look at how young I am.
Look at
what
a little
stud.
What a little baby.
That picture of me makes me want to go back in time and kidnap myself and molest me in a parking lot somewhere.
Let's make it happen.
All right. There I am in a movie. Okay.
So tell me, no, we're not going to keep going yet. Tell me a little bit about what happened.
Okay.
So originally you were supposed to do the ref, right?
What's that?
I remember that the ref was shooting, and I thought you guys were going out to be extras in the ref.
Oh, we didn't know what the hell it was. Yeah, I can't just remember. It said they were looking for extras in a movie, and so my mom was like, "Let's go do this thing, right?" And look at this guy in the red jacket and the scarf over here. He's friggin' like. He's right out of character. He's staring at John Candy. He's all awestruck. Yeah. Anyway, so we showed up, but like I said, they were like, bring a lunch. So we were all like, oh, it said bring a lunch. And so we brought a lunch, and then they gave everybody KFC. And they're like, oh, you brought a lunch. You're cool. And I was like, dude, well, can't I just have KFC still anyways? Like, I'm here. Yeah. Like, I know I just ate a sandwich and everything, but like, I'm sure John Candy got a couple things of chicken.
No, he doesn't.
But he was the nicest guy. I didn't meet him, but he did walk past and was like, hey, and like, look, hey. And he was awesome. Like, he was like, we were there for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I was doing the same scene over and over. I was like, holy fuck, man.
It's how these things go, right?
It was awesome, though. And he was, you know what, to be honest with you, like, I'm like 230 pounds right now, maybe a little bit less. But he was... Well, I guess I was a lot skinnier then, but he was huge.
Yes, you were not in the 200s when you were 14
He
years
was
old.
humonstrous. Like, he was just larger than life. He was immense.
Yeah. And with the beard, like he was not the John Candy we grew up with, because always he had that kind of like close cut haircut.
Yes.
And all that kind
of... I forgot. The reason, if you notice the way that everyone split... I was put on the left side because there's the aisle right there next to Real Perlman. I was placed on that side. That's the Canadian side because everybody's clean cut and looks nice and is dressed nice. So they put us all on that side. Anybody who had beards, like a dirty-ish jacket, was all put on the American side, which is behind in the area with John Candy.
Yes. And did you not? Did your mom take you or something?
My mother took me. My mother
on the American side.
No. What the fuck you saying about my mom, bro?
No, I'm just trying to recall.
No, they were eventually. I think they were gonna split us up or something, and then my mom was like, "No fucking way." But she's in there somewhere too. I must have moved.
Yeah.
Because I kept moving around, and me and Cam kept talking. We kept trying to move around to get more screen time, and you'll notice when there's a rumble coming up.
Yes.
When the rumble happens, I'm in the aisle fighting a guy.
Yeah.
Because me and this guy were like, let's go, we'll fight right in front of the camera, right? Like, and we'll get on.
Well, there's a very clear shot of you looking when there's a line that comes up that starts the whole fight.
Yes.
Right after that happens, it's you front and center looking.
I stole a toque that they gave me from this set, and I didn't want to. I was going to feel bad about it, but my mom was like, we didn't get any KFC for snatching the toque, right? So she puts it in her purse. I lost it. Like, I had it for years.
You had that for I remember you being
years
bummed out.
And it fell out of my pocket when I was riding my bike or something, and I was like, what
You had that when we finished high school.
Oh, yeah. I had it for so long. I was so bummed.
This was grade 8 we were in when you went and shot.
Yes, because we were at Dalewood. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, it was... I remember the whole thing. I remember you being gone. I remember you coming back. And that's why I remember you saying something about the ref. Or it was maybe after the fact. You were like, there was some other movie.
Because the referee jumps over the thing and starts fighting.
Well, maybe. But I don't know. Like, there was something about that because I remember... somebody else we know, like his aunt, they used her house for the movie The Ref.
Right.
And there was that kind of thing, and it was shooting, and I know they were looking for extras, or maybe that's what happened. You were supposed to go a different day.
You're something.
And there was something like that. I just remember there was something about The Ref that matters.
Right.
Actually, my wife is here right now. I might actually get her on mic. Come here for a second. Right, I want you to see young babyface Todd.
You came into the proper time. That's me.
So
right,
I'm gonna point. We actually paused the first time ever.
There.
So there's Todd.
That's me.
So what do we think about young
right
Todd?
There.
You're allowed to speak.
You have my permission to speak. I'll have a red toque on later.
Ow! She flicked me.
Say something good.
Say something nice about him.
You were a cute kid.
I know what happened. Hey, what the shit happened? Nobody is, especially my therapist.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You're so damaged. You keep wanting to talk. You keep talking about going back in time to molest yourself.
What the hell?
Oh man. So so it's crazy. So let's keep going. So as of now, we are at 1:30. Or no, sorry, we are at 24:59, and we are going to press play.
Okay.
So there's another shot. Cam was in the front of that shot that just happened.
There's a pan over that happens, and you get to see his face again really well.
Yeah. I don't know. But
this was a wicked scene to film, though, because he's just talking all types of shit about Canada. Eh?
Yeah, I know. And I like and I like this too, this little thing about talking about the black guys in hockey. There have since been black guys in hockey, but they're not as huge as
right.
Have you believe.
Okay, so wait, we're coming up here.
Yeah, I just who did they get for hockey players? Like, did they get a couple of local teams, or is it just a bunch of random?
I don't think there was nobody even playing hockey.
I like there's Todd
right there.
Again.
See me pointing.
Yeah.
Leave it. You'll see me in the top corner.
Okay, we're gonna pause again. Pause. Oh, it went too fast. We're not pausing.
But you could see. Oh, yeah, this guy jumps over.
You can go back.
There was no game being played.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Here we
that's
go.
How
the
good
rumble
an actor
starts.
You can see him every now and again in the background. You can see. So now that you know where he is in relation to the other characters, you can find them.
You can
the
find
camera's
me in
in
there.
the right spot.
That's the same hat.
Yeah. Well, I think it was the opposite color scheme. Like it was white, red, white, and yours was right.
I guess that was it.
No, it goes back. But
amazing. That's my. Woo! 14 seconds of fame right there. You know how many girls I got because of that scene?
Oh, yeah, like at least -3.
But exactly, way more negative than that. When you have to pause to point yourself out in a movie and you can barely see yourself, especially when it's 20 years later, nobody believes you.
If I star in Star Wars Episode 9, I'm going to pause every frame. There you are. Yeah, you're
Where
the
am
top.
I? I should be right at
You
the
were
top
you were
there.
there.
Yeah.
You were there.
You just saw me, everybody. Griffrow.
Yeah.
Darnell. Tristina, what do you think of me now, huh?
Yeah.
How do you like me now?
You thought we were garbage before.
Huh?
Now how do we feel? So that's
I'll just get along.
that was Bill Nunn. He's in a bunch of stuff. He just died this past September, which is very sad.
He did.
But yeah, he went to school with Spike Lee, and he was in a lot of Spike Lee joints.
Yes.
I'm saying that correct. He was in School Days, Do the Right Thing, Mo Better Blues. He was also in New Jack City, Regarding Henry with
Harrison
Ford.
Yeah.
Thank you. He was in Sister Act. I'm not saying that all of these are Spike Lee joints. I do know that other people direct these movies. He was in Money Train. He Got Game, another Spike Lee joint. He was in
Money Train.
He was in The Job with Dennis Leary, which then ties in with The Ref.
Yes.
And he was in all the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
This guy's way old school.
This guy's in everything. I like this guy.
And he's the Canada desk. I like him. He's Brad Sullivan. He was in The Sting, Slapshot, The Untouchables. He was in The Abyss, Prince of Tides. He was in Sister Act 2. So we got some sequel stuff going on.
Back in the Habit?
Yeah. And he died in 2008. So a lot of the people in this movie are dead. We're just gonna.
He died?
Yeah. He died almost 10 years ago.
Oh, man.
Sorry, man. I'm just saying the people who are in this movie dropping off like flies. So Bill Nunn's dead.
Could this be the curse of
This could be the
Canadian
curse.
bacon that nobody's
Just
caught
be
on
thankful
to?
your role's not as big as you thought it was, because you might be
Oh
next.
my God,
otherwise.
you're right.
Right?
Could be Canadian bacon that gets me.
I'm gonna tweet to Kevin Pollak to watch out.
Oh my God, watch out for that bacon, baby. I don't care. Bring it, bacon, man. Whatever, right? Can you be mad at bacon? And when you have a bacon-related heart attack, can you really be mad at bacon?
No. I'm going to put a fist pump out and just go, it was worth it.
And
We're both
fist pumping too.
We both have our fists up in the air.
Why are you
very,
fist pumping?
by any means necessary, power to the people. What?
Why are you fist bumping?
Yeah, that it was worth it. Dying of food. You know.
Oh right.
I'm
not for that. I'm bringing my fist down.
I love these facts of Canada. Here's the Canadian National Tower. We don't know what that thing's for.
the metrics to Celsius. Neil Young.
Yeah, I like the things that they've invented that have destroyed us. I like that we're also responsible for the metric system in Celsius, when it's basically everybody except
them
who takes it.
This movie, you know what? This is. I don't think there was a better time to show this movie, man. With what's going on right now, it's like the same fucking thing.
Like every 10 years, it becomes more and more relevant, which is
this
terrifying.
is like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And because like America is blaming us for everything now. We did it. I don't care. I'll take the blame. Whatever. Send all your letters and all your issues to miscast commentary at idon'tgiveashit.com. So
I could use the attention. Podcast at miscastcommentary.com. Also, keep in mind the stuff we said about the Holocaust.
Don't remind them.
No. Don't worry. I don't think we've said anything bad against.
I don't think
Holocaust.
so either. God. And you know what? If you need to be reminded about something offensive, we said just wait about 5 minutes, and I'm sure something else will come
That'll be
fucking
the next
rolling
one.
along.
Right in. Just right in. We've got the email addresses, and it was a lot of work to actually organize that. So fucking use them.
Yeah, for real.
That's all I'm saying.
Even if did something offend you in the last one? Write us. Tell us.
Yeah.
Tell something.
So while they're planning their war with Canada, let's talk about Michael Moore's war with himself.
Oh my God.
The budget was $11 million for this movie. How much money do you think this movie made?
$4 million.
That would have been great.
Whoa.
Name another number.
$2 million.
That would have been wonderful.
$540,000.
That would have been almost 5 times as much as it made. The movie made $163,971.
Ooh.
It made $53,000 on its opening weekend.
Is this the largest bomb we've showed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The one that would be considered this big would be Blood Diner.
Yeah, but Blood Diner probably had.
But Blood Diner was straight to video.
Yeah,
and it had probably a budget of $11.
Exactly. So
it never made it to a second weekend in theaters.
It did that bad.
It was that bad. It was. It came out the same week as Seven, Showgirls, and Empire Records. And also movies that were also still out that week were To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, Dangerous Minds, The Usual Suspects. So Kevin Pollak was fine. Hackers, which is ironic because the main guy's name in this is Hacker.
Hacker.
Babe, Braveheart, Mortal Kombat, Apollo 13, Batman Forever, and Casper. All those movies were out at this time. This little thing did not stand a chance.
Well, they were probably going with the name of John Candy too, but maybe by then his star was waning.
Yeah.
What year did this come out?
95. He died in 94.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 94. So I wonder what was his last hit before this one? Home Alone?
Cool
Technically
Runnings.
not his movie. Okay, so Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings, and I think that was his.
Oh my God, look at this.
That was his last
Oh, my
big
Lord.
movie, and he wasn't huge in that movie either.
Those are Benz.
This movie got a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes,
What?
but it got 52% audience score.
Sometimes Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Maybe Buddy was
Sometimes.
right. Maybe
Yeah, we were just talking
maybe
about
the
that.
guy from Snyder was right. Maybe
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes is ruining the movie industry.
This I actually learned a lot about a lot of people being Canadian. Ivan Reitman being one of them, based on this. Rick James is Canadian. I did not know that.
Rick James?
I'm guessing.
What?
Unity.
Oh, here's friggin'
There's
Sally Jesse Raphael.
Look, there is.
I miss those kind of shows.
I know.
I guess there's only Jerry, but I liked when they took it seriously.
Yeah.
Geraldo getting punched out by Nazis. And
Nice. Well, he's still doing shit like that on Fox News. I love
this part, eh?
the CN Tower. I am genuinely like. It was a point of pride that we had the tallest building, and when the Burj Khalifa was released, I was gonna say like they just let the Burj Khalifa out, but when it was unveiled and built and stuff like that and became taller, I was kind of bummed out. Although I always felt that we were cheating because look how much stick we have.
Oh
at the
yeah,
top.
it's a total cheat. I was up there recently, man. It's neat.
Yeah.
I lived in the city for years. You know, you worked there, and
Yep.
Have you gone up there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, and it was just one of the things I'd never done, and it was really, really neat.
I did the whole. I bought like the tourist thing for the city, where you go to like the Science Center
Yes.
and the Ripley's Aquarium
Yep.
and all that stuff. And we went up there, and like now they have the glass floor, and you could look down. And major props to my daughter, 5 years old at the time, no problem going up there and just looking straight down. I got a picture of her just laying on the glass, and I'm standing above it, and even I was a little uneasy. Carrie went to the washroom. She didn't want anything to do with
I
that.
hoped that like the glass was cleaner. You got to get there the day or the week when they redo the glass.
Yeah.
Because I asked them, I was like, when do you must have to redo this glass or whatever? They said it's something every year.
Yeah.
At the start of every year they replace it.
Which seems
For
good.
5
How
years.
terrifying would that be, being the guy to pull that glass out, and then all of a sudden there's
And you
just a big
forget,
hole in
you
the-
go off to take a crap. Yeah, day's done, you get a call.
Yeah. They hire very American looking people. And this isn't a dig on Americans either, but it's just when you go to like really kind of like industrial kind of places, so you've just got the working man
Right.
type thing. That's kind of your everyman, right? So they've got the hats, they've got the scruff, they've got the big jacket.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like.
This
that's
is
what
like
we're getting at.
going to a bar in America is just like this now.
Yeah.
You look from Canada, this is, oh my God, they're smoking in the bar, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, going to the bar. Oh my God, it's like William H. Macy's dad.
This is what voting stations looked like this year. I think, well, all those people were going to make sure nobody's going to cheat the election.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and man them armed.
Because how are
That
you going
place,
to know?
I pass that place all the time when I go to Tops in
Oh man, Tops
Niagara
never
Falls.
stopped saving you no more.
I know. I remember that commercial.
The old lady with the machine gun, eh?
Yeah. Imagine, why didn't you get that?
Who is this tune? This sounds
That
like
All-Star Lanes, that's in Canada, this place, by the way. That
This
All-Star
sounds
Lanes is in
like
Toronto. It's
I know
I was
this
gonna say
tune.
Stomp a Tom.
Dun, dun, dun. Or Gordon Lightfoot or something,
Yeah, I
eh?
don't know.
Like,
It's one of them.
oh, busted, bro.
But
No ice skates.
most of those were figure skates too. So what the hell?
Yeah, what's their problem with figure skating? That looks like Shania Twain.
You know what? It is a huge tourist trap and stuff. I make a point.
That's
very
still there.
often. Yeah, it's all there. I make a point all the time to go down to the falls. Still, I like to people watch.
I do too.
I used to live down.
I go to
there.
the falls all the time.
I used to live down there, and we would go out during the summer. Carrie and I, when we didn't have any kids yet, we would finish dinner, and then we'd go for a walk down to the falls
Right.
and all that. More than one occasion, I had like an emergency, had to run for a public bathroom to take a shit.
You just described my life.
Well, we had the we had the thing of, you go for a walk right after eating, and that kind of gets everything moving, and then all of a sudden you're halfway between nothing and nothing, and it's like, I gotta get to something.
Just wait now, man. I just wait. Just like my nan, man. I'd be like, we ain't going nowhere till I get my bowels situated.
Yeah.
Can't go anywhere until Lana gets her bowels situated. Now I'm like, here I am.
Yeah, I'm waiting it out. This is how the podcast got started.
I'm pretty much the poster child for Metamucil and diapers.
I got everything ordered and delivered before he could get a crap out, and now we're doing a podcast.
Honest to God, I'm on the toilet for so much that I need to remember this in my senility.
Yeah.
The moment of my death, the moments before I need to know, I swear if anybody out there steals this, I will bust your ass in the afterlife.
We're coming to get you.
I'm going to say, I always thought I'd end up like Elvis.
Yeah.
Or I always thought I'd die like Elvis.
Yeah. Well,
on the toilet.
If I find you, I will move you if you're not there, so you can go the way.
Well, that's because I'm going to say, because I think that if you say something really cool before you die in the afterlife, like maybe if I get a laugh at the gate, they'll just be like, get in there, you holy fuck, right? But I also want it to be a test of my own mettle.
Yeah.
Like in that moment when the earth rips open asunder and I'm falling in, am I going to panic, or am I going to be like, I started going like this?
So your version of dying on a toilet is end times as opposed to
like heart attack or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And like my aorta's not going to explode. We're touching knees and it's pretty erotic.
I liked it.
But yeah.
I liked it. It's uncomfortable now. It's fucking freaking me out. I'm just too lazy to pull my leg away.
We're going to finish this later once that camera stops rolling.
We're gonna finish up, all right.
Yeah.
If you feel that way about it, then fuck right off.
I very much would like to talk to these actors and find out what
the dead ones or the
specifically the dead ones, but whoever.
It's a cheeky script.
It is, and I think that there's a lot of charm to it that would make you want to do it. But I'm just very curious of what it was exactly. Was it the message? Was it the script? Was it the director?
I'll bet you it was
the fact that John Candy.
That's
was
it
in
right
it.
there. I'll bet you that Michael Moore got John Candy involved. His career probably wasn't doing so hot. He was like, "Hey, check the script out. It was pretty good."
Yeah,
he did it, and then the other piece like, "Hey, I got John Candy, and I'll pay you."
But like Alan Alda's like one of those guys. It's like, it's hard to get him in shit. It's like he was in Flirting with Disaster. He was like The Aviator. He didn't do like other stuff till like he wasn't more open to stuff until later when he did the ER, West Wing. He was in The Big C. He was in Wanderlust. Stuff like he was hilarious in Wanderlust.
Oh my shit! What just happened?
We just had a first time ever thing. We have a technical.
You know what?
error.
It's because we paused.
Probably. We're going to catch up in 1 second with you.
Oh my god!
So we are paused, and we will get right back with you.
Cody.
Yeah.
What
we're
the
using my
fuck?
my movie library on my computer to run this.
Well,
legal digital copies. Let's get that out there first.
Oh yes,
but,
you know that. We might say a lot of offensive, horrible things, but the one thing we're not doing is copyright infringement.
I do not steal movies. Damn it.
And we pay our taxes on time.
Yeah, it's
shit.
Quite something.
Somebody out there in the world call us right now and tell us where you are because we are lost.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Where the hell are we? Oh, geez.
We're just going back here.
Sure.
So
what the
we're
fuck?
sitting at 39:36 if you want to go back with us.
This
So I apologize for that.
Like
That's
a game.
first. Yeah. We're going to try and monitor where we are in these goddamn things. Hopefully this doesn't crash on us again. I'm surprised it took that long for a technical error like that. But
usually we're the error. This one's actually not our fault.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I think it was right around here that it actually went, but it doesn't.
I don't know where we were. Who cares?
I like the idea, the whole media manipulation thing, and just the
it's just totally
propaganda is very funny to me.
Yes,
because it's very see-through yet very
effective.
It's like you're sitting there, it's like, well, who's buying it? It's even the whole Trump thing. And again, not even speaking out against Trump in this, but he will say things and everybody's that's clearly not true.
Yeah.
That like it's not even remotely true. And then you hear them all chanting it at the next thing. And I was like, well, he repeated it enough times, so it's the truth.
Well, he even said too in that thing he did the other day that he just says stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, you notice I don't say a lot of crazy stuff now? He's like, I said the crazy stuff to get into for you to vote for me.
Yeah.
I was like, it worked, buddy. Who are we to say, man? We've had friggin' Rob Ford We voted in Rob Ford.
Well, I didn't.
And the guy who runs Bad Boy Furniture, like...
Well, I would have voted him in because he had the thing. Who's better for mayor? Nobody. I don't think he even did that.
Who's better for mayor is nobody.
Yeah, so he had a chance of making it good. I like the Canadian military outfits that they wore. I don't think we have those types of parkas for any military outfits of any time.
They're being attacked by Canadians.
I like that guy. He reminds me of Uncle Lewis in Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
You can hear a dump truck going through a nitroglycerin plant.
A funny squeaky noise.
Yeah, he's also a little bit of like an older Gilbert Gottfried.
Say again?
He's an older Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes, he is like Gilbert Gottfried's, like uncle or something.
I was going to say,
That's exactly. He reminds me of Gilbert Gottfried.
He's the everyman if everyman terrified you.
Get those dirty Canadians.
Yeah, no doubt. This movie, so we talked about how poorly it did. It was so bad that Moore almost never made another movie. Like documentary or otherwise.
It was actually sunk him, huh?
It was actually Kevin Smith, who had just experienced a huge failure with Mallrats, who actually had to go up to him and convince him. It was like,
they go up to him. They're both standing in line at the unemployment office.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, "Hey, don't give up hope there, champ."
It was just guy who's too fat to wear a regular clothes line. So that's why Kevin Smith's always wearing jerseys and he's always wearing...
They were at the oversized jersey store, discount store.
Yeah.
Ran into each other. Hey, there's Belushi.
Jim Belushi. He was originally supposed to play a border guard, which is why this takes place in this scene.
Right.
And he did a bunch of improv with somebody. Now, I had heard a story where the girl did improv with him and said that he should get into comedy. But by this point, he had been in like he'd been in like Curly Sue and like quite a lot of things. And he had been on Saturday Night Live. Like he was...
Yeah, that's he was in Saturday Night Live for a while. Is that insulting to a comedian when someone's like, "Hey, you're all right. You should get into comedy," and you're already in it?
I would think so. If you're deep into it like that, should be pretty...
You're not like hilarious, but you're okay. You should try.
Yeah, like you'll fail for a long time. But he was in that year when I think they were hiring a lot of like the relations. Like that was like Brian Doyle Murray was in that.
Yeah. Oh my Lord. It's like that movie I saw with like Patrick Swayze. It was everybody's brother.
Yeah.
So it was like Norris, Swayze,
Estevez.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember it was Joe Estevez and Don Swayze and somebody else.
And like, what a fucking way to sell a movie, man.
That's fantastic.
Fucking right on.
Well, it's like when they do those movies now where it's like, oh, Independence Day. And then the movie's called like Independence Night.
I love those. Those are my favorite.
Nice.
Like when they come out with a movie. And then some jackass, like, you got to beat you to the punch. So then on Showcase, like, a month after they've announced the movie comes the same movie, only made with no budget and nobody in it, and possibly Casper Van Dien.
Well, no, definitely Casper Van Dien. But what's crazy, they make the cover and stuff look just enough like...
I don't know why they can't even get like arrested. Yeah, they should go to jail. But like, does nobody? Did the big companies not care?
What'd you go to jail for? Poor graphic design.
They just like laugh. That's like when Doritos,
Yeah.
is next to the shelf with the no-name brand ones.
Yeah.
And Doritos is just fucking with them all day.
Yeah.
Very, hey, people like you, not. Like he still says not too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because that's the time they live in.
Yeah. Everything's fucking extreme.
Yeah. I just thought of the worst joke because there was a sign that said Canada may have the atom bomb, and then I'm like, more like Adam Agoyan. Like, and I'm just like, that's the dumbest thing I could have possibly thought about. I apologize.
Adam Agoyan is like really sad right now because he's not a bomb. Okay,
he's not a bomb. I just think that it's very
Look
funny.
at this big mashed potato cock. Yeah.
I hate when they keep saying the Canadian. We have never referred to it as the Canadian National Tower. We just call it the CN Tower.
I do like that they think that the capital is Toronto because I know that there's Canadians that think the fucking capital is Toronto.
Oh, a ton of people think that the capital is Toronto.
Fuck?
I like that scene, and I like that they made an American say it in the movie.
Force the Americans to say dirty shit.
This is also like, I like the idea of just taking the boat across the river. Like that would be a thing.
Back then, yeah. Well, they're going to the Canadian side.
Yeah.
They're going to hand you some maple syrup and a registration form and hey, get in there.
No, we charge any touristy area near the border. You're getting raped for maple syrup prices.
Oh yeah,
It's
not at par.
Just find me on Craigslist while I'm like searching out gay sex and get me to just go to an actual store and pick up some maple syrup from one of the local farms. I'll do that. And probably
There's actually a lot
have
of
some gay
maple
sex
syrup
with
in
you.
the gay videos that you watch.
Mostly it's the lube. I watch strictly Canadian porn.
Canadian themed porn. There's
Yeah.
a lot of igloos, a lot of moose rape.
This is
God, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Todd just spit all over me. He just made
it was sometimes when you say the word moose rape,
This is
there
Niagara
should be
Falls.
it should be juicy. So I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I like this idea too. You can't end the sentence with a preposition. Is the
Correct his grammar, eh?
I'm really sorry that we probably fucked up the timing if anybody is watching.
Oh
this
yeah,
with
you're
us.
right. We shouldn't reference anything happening on
Yeah,
screen.
No, we have to. At least so
fuck
they'll
it.
figure out where we are.
At least it's
where
fun.
we are
It's
then.
all like it's like back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Go back thee from whence thou came. It's, by the way, you can officially end a sentence with a preposition again. That's the thing.
Oh, it's back.
Yeah, it's back.
Where's
It's been
that?
back for quite a while, but that's all good.
Oh.
It's crazy. Like Kevin O'Connor, what a creepy dirtbag he looks like in every movie.
This guy, him.
Yeah. Well, in The Mummy, he's just got he's wearing that little fez and he's got just the mustache.
I got you now. Yes,
you
he
got-
does.
yes.
He looks total creepsville.
Yeah.
And you know what? His
And
hat,
he's wearing brown face or
his
beige
hat
face.
totally looks like his whole outfit looks like something out of Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay, let me tell you, honest to God, you mentioned gay porno and they just said that. I literally used to work in a gay porn cinema. My favorite movie I ever saw there.
I'm just learning this
the
about Todd
favorite,
for the first-
the best movie title I saw was a gay porn movie called Black Cock Down, right? And then underneath it, it said, "Leave no mans behind." I was like, this is the best movie. The plot was pretty good too.
Yes.
Like I was like, wow, this is surprisingly really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can't remember the dude's name. I was gonna say, and that guy was in it. The dark hair was in I don't know.
She's in that creepy
His name is
bastard.
Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett. Yeah, he
Josh
was also in it. It doesn't matter though. Now that I've said it, because of that delay, joke's over. I was like,
Yeah, like how you went with it though. I would have
yeah.
sat in here
Well,
in
what
silence
choice-
for the rest of the movie until you said Josh Hartnett.
yeah, that would have been amazing. Just silence for the remaining 40
And every now and then
minutes
you
of
hear,
the movie.
yeah, that's it.
That's fine by me.
Get your fucking ass here.
It's funny.
Oh, here I'm Toronto with Pronto.
He's got weird eyes. His eyes look
But you
like,
know, if you look at anybody for too long, everybody's got weird eyes.
it's true, but his eyes remind me of like John from Garfield. Like they're always kind of like closed.
I hate, that's why I don't even need glasses. I wear them because my eyeballs look like Sloth from the Goonies. Like they're way off.
I used to get called. That was the way people bar. That was Mad Dog Vachon on the left there, the
Oh, it is?
wrestler. Luna Vachon's dad. Anybody who doesn't know, or who doesn't know Mad Dog might know Luna from the
Yep.
90s wrestling days.
No, I'm not Medusa. She was something else too. Remember, she had the mohawk. Like
She was
all,
with-
yeah.
She was with. I think it was still Luna though. I think they just added and then
Yes, I
it
think
was
you're right.
like Looney Luna.
Yeah,
like
I'm
some
surprised
stupid
you don't have. You haven't been watching wrestling in a while, so you've lost all your wrestling knowledge.
Sorry.
You fucking you took wrestling out and you added Star Wars.
Yeah, well, I added more Star Wars. It was
Yeah.
always there. I needed room, so I had to throw out wrestling. I'm really terrified what has to go next. It's by the time episode 9 comes out, I may have to forget one of my kids' names.
Oh, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah. So Rhea Perlman, though, funny. She played Carla from Cheers, obviously, but she's played that character in
Obviously.
6 other TV shows.
Frasier?
No, not on Frasier of all things.
Oh, what?
She was on, she was just making these appearances. One was a TV appearance for the Super Bowl. She played Carla on The Simpsons when they had that whole, all the people from Cheers.
Oh,
were
yeah, I'll
on
sell
it.
the bar. If
Yeah.
you're not right, I'll sell the bar.
Yeah, you think you're going to date both twins
Yeah.
and all this? He's like, well, I'll make you a bet. If this affects my baseball comeback, I'll sell my bar. It was pretty much. I loved the sense of humor that they had because like it was like every trope from the show. It was in one bit.
Oh, and the only person that doesn't say anything in the scene is Kelsey Grammer.
Which is
he's
ironic.
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, I loved the irony of that. And I remember somebody asked him about that too, and he totally got it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm on board." Canada Hydroelectric.
I always wonder with Rodney Dangerfield and stuff too. Did they have to be talked into it? Like, do some people, did their agent have to call like, "Hey, Rodney, The Simpsons. What's The Simpsons?" He probably doesn't even fucking know.
Well,
I was
gonna say, literally, it probably wasn't on his radar.
Yeah, they're probably like, "Listen, just do this. You'll be happy." Like,
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just you don't even have to like read anything. Just be you.
Yeah.
For a while.
They probably just put him in the booth and ran the tape, and then just took snippets of what he said and threw it in.
Probably. I really love this idea of the two elderly people are running the entire
like nuclear facility or what is
feel
this?
bad that they're
the
on
hydro for the falls.
They're the hydroelectric plant. I like that. I'm kind of bummed out that they're the night shift though, because like they need to.
You know what? They're probably going to be like me when I'm an old pro. I'm the night shift guy too, man. Once you're the night shifter, you're always the night shifter.
The night shift.
You don't? I love it.
Well, it's got its points.
It's just, living your life is weird.
Yeah.
On the night shift. I had a job from 4 till midnight. There's only enough time at the end of the day to go to the bar.
Yeah.
Right. And then like the next day, because you work so late, you sleep in till like 12:01.
Well, I used to work either 4 till midnight or midnight till 8 at a TV station. But it was far away. It was like almost 3-hour drive.
Woo.
Well, in traffic. So like when it was midnight or something, it would take me like about 2 hours.
Right.
But it was a really, really long trip. And so by the time you got home and all that, you'd basically like, you'd be up for a little bit and then you'd go to sleep and then you're like up and you're like just getting ready to go. And I'm like that now. I work a lot closer. I still work in Toronto and that's about an hour 15 drive if there's no traffic.
90 minutes.
About 90 minutes with traffic. That's
90 minutes.
Period. All right. That's science now. That is fact.
Fucking A it is. When I take the bus, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
You could have stopped for an hour.
Yeah.
It takes 90 minutes.
I know.
It doesn't even make sense. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to be late. And then suddenly you're like there. You're like, what the shit just happened?
You just
like,
transported.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing that bummed me out about taking the train. I'd have to drive for 30 minutes to get to the train station, then take an hour via the train.
Right.
And then walk from the train to my work.
Oh my God, run because it's the dark and it's Toronto.
Yeah, don't murder me. No, it's not that bad from that area because it's right next to the arena. So,
that's a nice.
Provided the Leafs won, it should be okay.
Or there's no game on. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. I actively now, Todd and I, neither of us are typical Canadians in that we are not hockey fans.
I hate hockey.
But I
hate sports.
No, there you go. Todd's got it even higher. But I was like, I actively root for the Leafs to lose because it makes my traffic to work so hard when they make the playoffs. There was the one year when the Leafs and the Ottawa Senators were playing in the first round of the playoffs. I might as well have walked to work.
Yeah.
Like it was, traffic was
God.
bananas. Every person was going to that game.
The highway is just cars that were going somewhere, and then when the game starts, they just stop and then turn the game on.
Yeah.
Don't you dare interrupt them. God, I hate sports. I don't know why I hate sports so much.
I like some sports.
I can't watch them. I don't even want to play them.
No.
I am like, can we just pretend we're in a play or something?
Yeah.
Can't we play make believe?
Yeah.
This sucks.
We'll do some solid object work.
Yeah, you know what? This shit.
I'm not on board.
Unless
with
you
that.
want to pretend like you are a baseball and see where that goes.
I've
You know,
pretended
shit
that
like
once.
that.
I pretended that once when a Cuban beat me with a baseball bat.
I am a baseball. I am a baseball.
It's okay if I'm a baseball. He made me say that for legal reasons.
See, listen to this.
Yeah. That's like in Oz when that guy he makes that guy yell, "Please, will you take my shoes?" before he like robs them.
That absolves you of all guilt.
It's true. It's like, and then
Please murder me and my family, and then take our belongings
Well,
and
murder's
sell them for
always
drugs. You didn't read that right. Read it again.
All right, one of my all-time favorite comedians, probably probably the first comedian I ever heard one of his albums.
Who?
Stephen Wright.
Oh, I love him. He was here.
I saw him. I was there.
Oh, that's right. It was awesome, right?
It was
Was
fantastic.
he dry as fuck?
Carrie fell asleep during it because he's very dry. He's
How you
very.
fall asleep? How you pay for tickets to? You know, we talked about this before. Man, our girlfriends just fall asleep during because they don't care.
No, well, that was it. She didn't know him. He's very monotone.
Why we shouldn't be taking
She
your
was
girlfriends to
very
anything.
tired. Actually, I think she told me to take you. No, that was beforehand. I think she told me to take you to the tea party, but she enjoyed the tea party. So it was
What the fuck? Why did you tell me this?
because I didn't know if you were going to be here, and I was like, I'd want to go with you because you got me the tickets. So it was like,
You're talking to her.
yeah, well, you didn't give me the ticket.
I was like, yeah, did I? That was weird.
That
there
would
for a
have been
minute
very
for me.
kind of you
I was
if you
like,
did.
huh?
But
I was like, I gave you tea party tickets and you didn't even invite me to go?
that's how I roll, baby.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, he is the funniest. If you recognize him from some things, he was the radio voice, the DJ voice in Reservoir Dogs.
That's right, yeah.
He was in the movie Coffee, the Jim Jarmusch movie Coffee and Cigarettes.
Isn't he in Office Space?
No,
Who
not
is
that
he?
I
What
know.
movie is where he the guy? Half Baked.
Yep.
He's the guy sleeping on the couch.
Yes. And he was in So I Married an Axe Murderer. He was in Mad About You, Natural Born Killers. He actually co-wrote on Louis with Louis C.K., but to co-write with Louis C.K. is literally to lay on the couch while Louis C.K. tells you what he wrote. And like he said that he was on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. He's
Who, Stephen Wright was?
He's like basically he hires one of his friends to come be there while he's writing so he can bounce jokes off him and get him punched up a little bit if need be or whatever. But he sits there and writes while the other guy's just present.
That's hilarious.
It's
I could be a co-writer for Louis C.K.
Yeah. Well, but he wants people he can trust. He can't trust you yet. You're not there yet. He's also in
man.
Horseman.
Yeah.
But most important thing about Stephen Wright, he shares my birthday, December 6th.
No way.
Yeah. So now that you know my birthday, write it down, put it in your calendars. I'm expecting
What got him so
cards.
fired up? The guy was a politician?
No, yeah, he was a corporate raider. And this is another funny thing too. Canada arresting the corporate raider guys, but not not the U.S.
Yep.
But also arresting them next to the guy with too many bad moods.
To give her a free mental health examination.
Yes. So here's your first, the capital of Toronto. He's perfect.
So what is he from? Where does Louis C.K. live?
Louis C.K. is
California?
from. He was originally from Boston. He lives in New York.
So
Same
all these
with-
comedian guys just know each other and call him up and
Yeah. Well, again,
Louis
Stephen Wright
C-
originally from Boston. And he
Louis
was from New
C.K.
York.
If Louis C.K. called you
Yeah.
to ask you to bounce ideas, man, you probably have to be really fucking funny
Yeah.
if he wants to see what you think of a joke.
There's only a handful of people who would be that close to him.
I always think about what was that one fucking movie? I don't know if it was The Invention of Lying.
Great.
But it's
movie.
got like Ricky Gervais, Louis C.K., and somebody else, and they're all in the car together. I was thinking to myself, man, imagine being in that fucking car. Like,
There's a great, if you ever get the opportunity, there's a little panel, like it's a self-contained panel that Ricky Gervais put together about stand-up. And it's just talking about stand-up and the life and what it's like to create an act and what it's like to go on tour and all that stuff. And it's Ricky Gervais, Louis C.K., Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock.
whoa.
Just sitting around in a circle, yapping about stand-up comedy. It's the best thing in the world. And I mean, Ricky Gervais is not at the level of the other guys as far as stand-up comedy is concerned.
Yeah, but he's as funny.
He
I saved you. You know, I always look at it in this way.
Yeah.
Put them at a party or something, and who would people find?
Yeah.
They would definitely find Ricky Gervais fucking funny.
Actually, a lot of people just find him annoying because he just will make noises at you and stuff until you get mad at him.
Because he's British. They like it uncomfortable and fucking weird.
Yeah. Because they were talking, if you ever watch the Ricky Gervais show.
Makes noises
or
at you
listen
till
to-
you get upset.
Yeah. And he'll just sit there and they'll say, like, literally, he's like, I was sitting at a bar with him the other day. We were doing, like, something. And he just got my ear and started going, until I told him to fuck off. Like, that was his version of being funny.
What the fuck?
I love, like, just his Rip Torn's demeanor. Like, it almost makes you forget that, like, he beat his wife. And
He did?
Yeah. Do you not remember the crazy Rip Torn?
I believe. Was it in like the National Choir and everything?
Yeah, it was-
probably was. Yeah.
It looked almost like the photo negative of James Brown's mugshot. It was almost the exact same thing where he's got like the
with
crazy
raggedy,
hair,
like friggin'.
and it's not like
look at they're burning a Bryan Adams record. Oh, there's Michael Moore.
And Michael Moore with his Buffalo Bills hat on. This was the thinnest he ever was. Never, and that's why his acting career never went anywhere. I like too when the other guy's talking, he's doing this weird nod the whole time.
So you gotta show like, yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm revved up too.
We're sending in Omega Force, baby.
The Omega and the Alpha.
I want the ability to just say this.
Like to say that.
Yeah. Well, what gets me to where are they going here?
Down the falls.
Yeah,
they're sneaking in.
I was like,
man.
where the raft? Like, did they throw rafts down? And I don't know.
That's like rafts in a pocket, man. You just pull it out of your pocket. You got a raft.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see the difference. What we were talking about, the Bridal Veil Falls, which is the U.S. falls there. It's
Holy
huge
jeez.
chunks of rock. Well, yeah, they're not reusing those. Oh man, like it just everything makes me laugh. He was on his album "I Have a Pony" is still one of the best.
I know that. I've heard. I like it. I heard that one. I really like it.
It's amazing. And it was funny because when I went and saw him, he did all his stuff from "I Have a Pony" and "I Still Have a Pony," and I still just laughed at every single thing. I like that.
I think you're not supposed to do that.
Well, you can. I mean, there's some comedians who have only ever done their original act. Like they did one special,
right?
And that's still the stuff they do.
Really?
I went and saw one guy live 5 different times. It was a comedy club where you kept getting free tickets,
right?
And I saw the guy so many different times. Did the exact same act over and over and over again. It was frustrating.
Yeah, well, that was like way back in the day I went to wrestling, and I saw the same match like 3 times because it wasn't live. It was like Shawn Michaels, and I was like, and then he's fighting the same guy like again.
Oh yeah, you told
and they
me
would
about
pick
that.
the best one, I guess, and put that on TV. And I was like, this is fucking weird. Like Danny Glover.
Yeah. Well, I like that too. They mentioned Driving Miss Daisy, but so they're trying to mention Driving Miss Daisy, but and like I said, the producer produced Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh, here we go. Here's another cameo, another SCTV boy.
So this is in the Niagara Parkway in Niagara on the Lake.
It looks like it.
No, it absolutely is. I did double check, but
it's not us.
But yeah, it's this is the only scene that was shot in this specific area. I always like the idea of the location scouts too. Like, what made them pick this spot?
Yeah, and how do they find them?
Well, you hire people to go out and do this location scouting,
like look around in Niagara Falls.
But like, there's so much to go into it. It's like, okay, here's the perfect spot. I mean, it's very Canadian looking.
It pretty much all takes place somewhere on the border on either side. The whole movie, you can see the falls like the whole time.
Yep.
Or the river, leading up to it, or whatever you fucking call it. The crack that separates us.
Yeah. So I think you could get Dan Aykroyd, especially back then. You can get Dan Aykroyd to do anything as long as it was like in some way pro-Canadian.
Right.
Because I mean, even when he did Saturday Night Live, when he hosted Saturday Night Live, he said he'd only do it if he could have the Tragically Hip, who's a very huge Canadian band for those who don't know.
Yes, they are.
If they could be on Saturday Night Live. Like, they were not on the radar of Saturday Night Live, and they did play, and they were, because they're both from Kingston.
No shit.
So he basically used his pull to get the Tragically Hip to play as the musical guests.
Cool.
So you can find that online too if you're interested.
I heard a story that Jim Carrey did the same thing. He wanted Soundgarden.
Oh yeah.
Which is funny because they're also my favorite band.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Oh, good.
And Mastodon. If you don't listen to Mastodon out there, people, listen to Mastodon because they fucking rule.
I'm too big.
This is awesome, this part. I love this. Okay, for everybody in America who doesn't know, we have 2 national languages in Canada.
Yeah.
Because there's 5 people
like
who
you
live
have
in
English
one
and
space. And then we have to speak French and English.
Yes.
Because 10 people speak French and they'll throw a fucking fit if we don't
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think people understand. Yeah, people don't understand the disparity between the French. Like, there's a huge separation because of land. Like, there's more distance between here and Quebec as there is between like New York and like North Carolina. Like, it's a long way.
I'm taking a guess that Dan Aykroyd as the Canadian
South
cop
Carolina.
helped them with that French.
Absolutely. But
Because
yeah.
like if they were, because now he's like, you're gonna have to put that in French, and it's in French. So it's like
Yeah.
if they're American, the Americans they're playing don't know French.
Yeah. So, and to the level in which people are,
Like total strangers dropping these things off for.
yeah, and like, I love you
We
stuff.
almost got a real Perlman upskirt there. Look.
Yeah. Oh, Danny.
And I'm telling you, underneath looks just like the top.
Yeah, I was gonna say something has to be drawing Danny DeVito, so it's probably glorious.
Exactly.
I like all these things. There's one thing where she say, this is best wishes, Gordon
Lightfoot.
This is the best. Ew.
Like,
So that's. But there are people. I know that not everybody's like this, but there are people who are that ignorant.
oh well, that's
We
why
have-
they did the movie, right? Same the same
Yeah.
kind of thing
Well,
too.
there was a show back in the day, not the one that you think I'm going to say when I say it, but Cops, which
Right.
was a cartoon. It was
Dun,
fighting.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, it
dun.
was fighting crime in a future time.
Dun, 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 dun,
And
dun, dun, dun,
there was an episode where they had to go to Canada, and it was bright and sunny on the American side. The second they went over,
like a snow blizzard.
a cop by the name of Yukon the Mountie came up on a dog sled, and like that was how it goes, you know. Like it's people at Niagara Falls. So we've had people. I dated a girl who worked there, like worked in some of the things, and like, you know, they're like, oh, what time do they turn the falls off, and what time do they like? It's
they
weird.
turn the falls off.
It's really weird. You get questions that you would never expect. My mom at her work got asked where the black neighborhood was. And I was like, we don't do that. But it's like,
Wait, were they asking because they wanted to go there, or were they trying to avoid it?
I
Like, how
honestly
was the
don't-
question asked?
I honestly couldn't tell you. But
Where do you Canadians keep your blacks at?
like,
Where?
I don't know. And I don't know if people are avoiding black neighborhoods. That's where, when I go shopping over the river, that's where I go. I go to the tops of the black
that's where
neighborhood.
you could be like, oh, where's the black neighborhood? Because that's the fuck where I'm going to shop.
Yeah.
There was a mall in the States.
Yeah, 'cause they're never sold out of my Pepsi.
I cannot remember the name of this mall, but it should have been called like it fell off the truck. And this mall, I got a jacket there for like remember that big huge jacket I had?
Oh, yeah.
And the pockets ripped out. You could steal like 8 subs, man, and you just go like into the liner of the pockets.
You could. I remember one time sneaking into a movie inside his inside coat pocket.
And Jared with his big
Yeah.
cowboy hat on.
Oh, Jesus. There's a
Try and
friend of
sneak
ours.
into a movie. Don't wear like an 85-gallon cowboy
Yeah.
hat.
We snuck in. It was a double feature of The River Wild and Time Cop.
Yeah.
And so we went and saw it, and he didn't go see The River Wild. He's like, I'm going to meet up with you guys after. We went to see The River Wild because we're like, it's going to be easier to sneak in because you'll be able to just kind of move with the crowd.
Yeah.
And you won't be noticed. He came in, and to make himself look older, he wore a giant cowboy
Well,
hat.
he always
and
wore cowboy hats though.
Yeah, but like when you're
When we
going,
asked him, yeah.
but you're going to make yourself inconspicuous. You don't wear a giant cowboy hat. He stuck out in a crowd so
I kept,
much.
like it's like look at that cowboy over there.
Like it to me,
Look at that underage cowboy.
it to me is the idea of what's it called? Like Ocean's 11. Like if you saw him coming as your Matt Damon, you would instantly just abort and everybody abandon their post. You're like,
Exactly.
okay, I guess we're not robbing 3 casinos today. So
He's eating just a straight up can of beans. Oh, he's got Spam. You ever had Spam?
no, I can't.
I will
myself
not
to do
touch it. I can't do it.
It's supposed to be it's a huge thing in Hawaii, apparently.
Hmm?
It's a huge thing in Hawaii, apparently.
They love it, eh?
Yeah.
They love the Spam. Some people love it. It's still going.
Yeah,
It's
obviously.
still out there. What are they
Forrest
talking
Gump.
about?
How the black guys, the black guy was dies first, Annie Hall. I don't know. But they mentioned Forrest Gump there. Forrest Gump hadn't come out yet, so they didn't know that. They actually ADR'd it in after the fact because Forrest Gump came out before this movie came out, but after they had finished shooting it. So they're like, oh, just throw in Forrest Gump because it's relevant and it's out, you know?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Well, they were pointing out movies that he didn't die.
Yeah.
Did one of them say Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
This movie looks way older.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the copy we're watching or...
No, it's a shittily, like it was shot in like Super 8 film. It's
Well, he won't because he's black, because there's no black people in Canada, they think, right?
No, they said because the black guy always dies first on adventures. So.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. Look at this house.
So
I've
here's
seen that house. Something.
This is G.D. Spradlin, who plays R.J. Hacker there. He died in 2011. He didn't start acting till he was in his 40s. He was a lawyer. Then he started acting. But he was in Godfather 2. He was in Apocalypse Now, War of the Roses, Ed Wood, The Long Kiss Goodnight, Rennie Harlin's
classic movie,
which has one of my all-time favorite lines. I just punch her in the mouth and pop goes the weasel. That's how Samuel L. Jackson describes deflowering a virgin.
Pop her in the mouth, eh?
Pop her in the mouth. He just punches her in the mouth and then
gives her in. Yeah, because then it's like they're whining about what their jaw being punched.
Yeah, because
it's a little easier, huh?
Who am I to judge culture? That's what I'm saying.
If it works for you, right?
Absolutely.
The hell? It's pressing push the button.
No computer had this power back then, I don't think.
What about from my War Games?
No. Even that. I don't think any military computers had the ability. I wonder where they get shots like this.
It's probably model.
I was like I had no idea. It looked like it was slow mode, and I'm wondering if it was like a piece of stock footage or.
Oh, Jesus! Can't believe this movie cost $11 million. Some of the budgets, I'm like, what the shit? Like,
I like that the guys, like, everybody's playing it very serious, but it's just their incompetence is the comedy,
right?
And I like that, just the line, "Eminent stew."
DEFCON 4.
That was like
taking this all the way.
Def Comedy Jam 4? What? Shucky Ducky?
There was
Hamburger? Do you know Hamburger, the stand-up comedian? Not Neil Hamburger.
Wait, I think maybe
Hamburger. The black comedian Hamburger. Literally, he would say a line and then go, "Hamburger," after like everything. He was like, "So I went down to this bitch's house, Hamburger," and he said, "You stink, Hamburger." Like, it's just like that kind of
like
thing.
That.
He's bananas.
Maybe I can be footlong hot dog.
Yeah. Footlong hot dog.
Yeah. I'll be like,
like, I feel like Larry the Cable Guy ripped off Def Jam comics, because like that was their thing, was to like have a little tagline at the end.
Get her done.
And he get her done.
I remember those with like Jamie Foxx doing his like Elmer Fudd getting banged impression and stuff. Def Comedy Jam was wicked.
That was really funny.
Here, just hearing black people swear. I was like, this is awesome.
Love it. What is this guy from? He seems like he seems like he's the guy from. I love the redacted scene.
I like
well, and it's the opposite of the truth.
He
for
sounds
the
like
military coverage.
He sounds like Unsolved Mysteries.
Yes. Very much so. But yeah, it's really funny because you think about this, and then you think about when Geraldo like drew a map of where they were. When they were in Iraq, he was like embedded with this group,
right.
And he like in the sand, he like draws a map, and he's like, "Here's Kandahar, and here's us up here, and we're headed down here to do." And like,
well, that's how you know they paid
removed.
him. That was his cheat, his easy, his way of sneakily showing the enemy.
Yeah, he's ISIS, and ISIS didn't even exist back then.
Maybe he started it. Oh my God, they're gonna get to the bottom of this one day, and in the bunker, Geraldo Rivera.
Oh man. He's going to take off
Osama bin Laden's face.
He's just going to keep taking topless selfies. I like the... it's funny because like it seems so like cut and dry who the bad guys are going to be and stuff like that in this. And then it still has like a little twist. It's like the real bad guy is the guy working on the inside of like on behalf of the rich guy.
I don't know if there really is a bad, because I was going to say before that it's like they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
Them. But not really. Like they're so inept that they're kind of the good guys, I guess.
Trying to figure out where they are. Is like, are they on Toronto Island there?
No, they're not.
Where is that?
That is right over. That's where my concert's going to be. Nice. If you look right there, that's where the Sound Academy is. That's It's not the island. Is the other side.
My building didn't exist then. It would have been on the other side of like it. Just if you would have panned right, it would have been over there. But my building didn't exist then. The sugar refineries there, though.
We just got a bridge in St. Catharines.
We did.
Connecting to
Congratulations.
little pieces of nothing, and it literally cost more than that tower.
Yes.
We got ripped off.
Yeah, they fucked up huge.
They're trying to welcome you side.
The Sky Dome.
The
We don't
Sky
call it.
Dome.
We still don't call it the Rogers Centers, guys.
It's the Sky Dome forever.
The Sky Dome forever.
Fuck that.
That's just how we.
Oh,
roll.
I go to Toronto all the time. Let's see where we are. This looks like business district.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, they're
the canoe.
portaging the canoe down the fucking.
Good for you for knowing portaging.
Ooh.
I like the quiet. There's this weird scene. Everybody's at the tower.
Here we go.
I feel like
And
this
she's
should have
going
been like,
skating somewhere, obviously.
well, yeah, because it's summer. I feel like that should have been somebody who was like gigantic. It's like, and she went on to be like Lena Dunham or something.
Oh
like,
my lord.
like, it
Lena
just would have been funny.
Dunham.
I don't know. I just needed to name somebody, but I could tell because I can't see her like her vagina. So that definitely
That
wasn't
woman
her.
is disgusting.
Aw,
Wouldn't
sorry,
say
man.
that about anybody. Lena Dunham's a fucking pig.
I want to have anal sex with her.
If
If
she
she's
don't
good
have
enough-
or she doesn't have a problem with that,
If
I'm
she's
telling
good
you.
enough with for Kylo Ren, she's good enough for me. It's funny.
What?
What? She had sex with Kylo Ren tons of times.
What do you mean?
In Girls.
Oh, he's on there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said like in Fakeville.
No.
Oh,
in
they
real-
were going out?
No, they weren't going out. Just like on the show. They
Oh
were,
yeah, Fakesville.
yeah.
Okay, good.
No.
Because nobody's gonna touch that beast.
For
Yeah.
the way the shots were, I feel like there was penis connecting with vagina.
Oh god.
It was like Nymphomaniac, the
With Willem
Shia
Dafoe.
LaBeouf and yeah.
Ugh.
That which, by the way, that whole thing is on Netflix. If you want to skip by, because every sex scene is actually occurring, so you can watch actors like begrudgingly having sex. It's great
Begrudgingly. Why'd they sign up for it then?
because they just sign up for a movie and then they're told probably after the fact you're going to be really fucking or I'll kill you. Like, I don't know.
It's in your contract.
I don't know the
there
nationality
it
of the
is.
guy who made the movie.
Yeah, if I don't have sex on camera, they will kill me.
This is getting dangerously close to a thing too. Eh? Got like heads of industry being.
Yep. Heads of industry right
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, these are
This one's hitting
things.
way too close to home, bro.
It really is. It's kind of bananas. If you can, that one always bums me out. Like I don't take insult like The Simpsons when they went to Canada and they make fun of all kinds of jokes and they're always funny and it's
They
all
think
good.
I'm slow because I'm
But
from Canada, eh?
The only things that ever bum me out are when they're like, oh, we don't think of them at all, or they're insignificant. And I'm like, make fun of us all you want. I don't care about that. But I was like, get every stereotype in the book. I don't care. But then it's like, oh, you guys are nothing. And I'm like, well, come on. You know that's not true.
Oh, yeah, we're nothing until you're going to come up at us for our water.
Yeah.
I know we're somebody, huh? We're not falling for the fucking blankets anymore, buddy.
What? I fell for the blanket twice last
I
week.
know it had bed bugs all in it.
I have
So
small-
stupid.
I have small and large pox. Like, look at how dead that area. Like, this whole area now is so built up. Like, you can see,
Holy
like that was
shit!
like there's on the other side. There was
I
Toronto
wasn't even.
Island,
I
there was
wasn't
an
even
airport.
thinking that. Like
Yeah.
when you said that, I was like, it is nonstop condo city in there now.
Yeah, condos,
Can't even
office buildings, multiple.
The
things.
selling feature is like, look out your window and see the condo that they just built there. It's like, wow, condo to condo.
There's so many. It reminds me a lot when you see all the cranes because they're building so many more condos. It reminds me of that scene in The Amazing Spider-Man where all the guys move the cranes out so he can swing. To get
Oh
from
yeah,
point A to point
Jesus,
B.
that movie was terrible.
It was the best.
Why did you do like the cartoon? Oh god, he can just. You know what? I've always wanted to do one of these. So every now and then they'll do like this is what killed them.
From a from a cardiovascular standpoint, I'm on board. I just got a really bad knee.
I do too, actually. My right is
same.
getting there.
Well, my right was the bad knee when I got it repaired, but then my left knee became the bad knee because I didn't take good care of it while I was recovering from the right knee.
Oh, you're
So-
putting too much. You were compensating on the left.
I was while I was
Fucked it
doing
up.
that, and I didn't stay on the crutches for as long as I was supposed to, and being
You're
stupid.
so manly.
Well, I was a-
Look, they got the Chinese food going in
was
the
a teenager.
friggin'.
That looks like the place I get my Chinese food
Like
from.
it looks like the place I get my Chinese food from.
Wow, we're racist.
No, they all have the same box.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking A.
Or they just all look alike.
The boxes.
The boxes, yes.
Oh, I love a good Chinese greasy box. Ooh, yeah.
It's full of balls.
Ooh, yeah.
Right?
Too many.
Am I
More
keeping
balls
this?
than I can count.
Am I doing this right?
Yes, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With sweet and sour sauce.
Drizzled.
Fortune cookie that looks like a vagina.
Yeah, okay, well, you're losing it now. You're...
Then I go up for ice cream afterwards. Because there's a Dairy Queen.
You're back
nearby.
on. You're back on. You're just, you're waving. You're meandering.
Stopping.
You're...
And anal
This is
sex.
and you're back.
I don't
Jeff,
know.
it's fucking hot in here,
It
man.
looks, I apologize. We have to keep the windows closed because everybody makes noise. Everybody abuses their dog outside of this window, and the way that design of the American map was there, it looked like there were only like the original colonies on it. Like there was Texas.
Was that the was that City Hall? Was that Parliament right there? The House of
one of those places?
yeah, shit, that's bigger too now.
I've been to no, that wasn't the actual Parliament building. It was an official building in Ottawa. Though.
Oh, just one of the buildings.
We were in Ottawa a while back. Carrie and I went up there for a weekend. It was before we had the kids. So again, it was at least 7 years ago. And we made a weekend of it, but then we realized something went wrong with my credit card and I couldn't use it for the deposit on the room. So we had to use all the cash we had to put the deposit on the room. Otherwise we would have just had to turn around and come back.
Right.
And that's like an 8-hour drive. So we were like, okay, well, we'll just do that. So we figured out how to vacation on the cheap. We were there for 3 days and we just did free shit. Or it's cheap. Like we went to the Ottawa Science Center, which was like $5 to get in, and we went to the Royal Canadian Mint, which was free, and we went and like we were just eating pizza every
It's
day.
vacation on the cheap, man.
It was good, and then the first time we ate a decent meal was when we got our deposit money back. But the good news is, like, the whole thing cost us nothing.
Yeah, I know. Like, nice nothing trips should be like that all the time.
Well, it's nice when you can do that. That being said, then I'll go to like Disney and drop $3,000 because I happen to want those Mickey ears. Like, no other reason. It's just give them to me. Like,
Is that John Candy going up the stairs?
There is no circumstance
right.
that is him running up those stairs. He couldn't have given you that up one flight.
No.
There's
no way in hell. Yeah, no. He was big. Like I told you, he was big.
Yeah. And like, and he only got like, this is when it got bad. It was like Chris Farley at that one point where he was always big, but then he got really like just kind of like
big.
Where he was like like overflowing.
Yeah.
And that's what it got.
Like a melting ice cream
something
cone.
was wrong at that point. And that was about the same, like when you saw things for like when he was shooting Wagons East and you'd see like Entertainment Tonight would talk to him and I'm like, what's the matter with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to pass him.
Anybody who is interested in knowing, the CN Tower has elevators. You probably
it's terrifying too, man. All of a sudden you're way up there.
Yeah,
Woo,
it goes.
Holy
it does
shit.
go ridiculously fast. But I'm just saying, if you're chasing somebody, you can get away with it.
Yeah, they're not going to open up the elevator for the American scum.
They will.
Yeah,
will.
probably they paid. They paid.
Polite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the ice summer up there. A lot of people summer up in Canada. We found out because we used to go to Huntsville, in Muskoka specifically.
Beautiful place.
And we'd spend 3 weeks of summer, Todd and I, up there. Not just the two of us. We'd go up. His aunt and uncle had a cottage up there, and they'd bring us up for a portion of the summer. And a couple of weekends throughout the summer.
I miss that.
I know, me too. I would love to get a place. I was like, I'd like to go back to that place and get one of the places.
Lake Vernon.
Yeah.
And it had like the girls' camp next door. See, now it's the perfect place.
Oh my God.
We broke in with my I guess uncle-in-law.
Your crazy uncle-in-law.
And we were like, let's get out of here. This is so bad. And he's like, come on, let's go.
He was such a troublemaker. He also was the one who led us out onto the lake.
During a storm.
A storm was coming, and we went out onto this island in the middle of the lake, and we took like a metal canoe.
Yeah.
Out there.
That was terrifying.
I
was facing the storm.
Yeah, and it looked like the Independence Day, like the clouds.
I was just going to say, it looked like one of those movies where they fast forward the storm coming in. Yeah. And it was like, oh my God, we're going to be swallowed alive.
It was the scariest thing. But yeah, he got us into so much trouble. But that place was the best. And we played like all those VHS horror games, like Nightmare and stuff like that.
Right.
Yo, Baron, I can dig it.
The young one.
Yeah.
So why is he always picking on the young one?
If you want to see a really good VHS game or like an approximation of one, it's on Community. There's an episode in season 6, I want to say, where Brie Larson is in the episode, and she plays Abed's girlfriend, and they're playing this VHS game, but they're like competing against Alison Brie and her character's brother. And Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad, is the guy who's running the game, and it's like a cowboy game.
Right.
So they're like, draw, and he's like, draw, and they're like, bang, bang. He's like, you got 2 gold nuggets. It's like, it shows exactly how insane the rules of those games were. It's like whoever just yells something out first wins, essentially.
I love Nightmare.
Nightmare was
Baron
fantastic.
Samedi, and they came up with the one with the metal jaws, the girl.
Yo, Baron, I can dig it.
Yo, Baron, I can dig it. Play the game once and it's over. You're like, I don't play that again.
If you were the family who we used to go play those games with in the wooden cabin to our immediate right, give us an email.
I don't know what the hell.
Jeff and Joey.
That's right.
The kid's name. I don't remember the rest. Burton, wasn't it? It's the Burtons.
The Burtons.
Well,
Good call.
Give it up for the Burtons. I
like
love
that
you guys.
fucking boat that they have with like 18 motors. You could pull
Oh my
like the
God.
whole city.
Yeah, it was like 6 of us in
In a
tubes.
tube. Like, what the frig?
Oh, good times.
Anybody out there been tubing?
Yeah. Go tubing. Anybody out there landlocked? You haven't been tubing.
Well, maybe down like a snow hill or something. We're footsing it up tonight, boy.
Yeah, Todd and I are both, I don't know where, I think we're both afraid of crushing our testicles, so we're both sitting like legs out as much as we can.
My ass is hurting. I've been sitting on my ass all fucking day.
Yeah. I have not been on my ass all day, but this chair
That it
is
sucks.
enough.
It's gonna be chair ass.
Yeah. Which makes sense, I guess.
Hemorrhoid will
It's a
flare
weird
up.
Tommy gun that she's holding. Like, it's got that weird
It looks like the one
bottom
Arnold
magazine.
had, and you could shoot the bombs from Predator. Holy fuck, the whole tower's shaking.
That would be amazing.
I
I'm
love that
surprised that they
technique.
never. I'm surprised that Roland Emmerich never tipped that thing over in one of his disaster movies.
Yeah. What the shit, Roland? Good call, man. Usually they get all the ones, and I'm sure maybe 2012 or something had it.
No.
No?
No. But
About the Rock.
it's always this. He blows up the same 2 or 3 things.
Yes.
It's just-
The White House.
Yeah. The Statue of Liberty,
Yeah.
if possible.
Yeah,
But,
they
like,
did
Could
it.
you imagine that thing just falling over? And what kind of traffic would that cause?
She knows there's an elevator.
Yeah, she figured it out.
And why Rhea Perlman in here? When were they? We'll get Rhea Perlman. Like,
Yeah.
what,
And
was
it's not
Cheers
like
over?
Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers is over forever at this point.
I think so, yeah. I think like Cheers finished in like 92.
Yeah, so what the frig?
Okay, so here's the thing: boat rentals. Who are they renting the boat from? Is it rental as in
It's
like
the honor system.
Yeah.
You put the money just on the dock with a rock over it or something, or stuff it in the.
That's Hamilton.
That is so Hamilton.
That's the place we drive by every day when you go over the Skyway near Burlington there. But yeah, there are no boat rentals just on Niagara River, by the way.
And
due to
one.
the current, yeah. What?
Boat rental.
Yes, true.
Unless the other ones are out. It looks like a beautiful day to boat around. Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
And became a regular on Cops.
Hopefully fighting crime in a future time one. National Right, the NRA. That's hilarious. Actually, Michael Moore is a member of the NRA.
Just so we can fuck with them.
Well, he said he's like, I want to just
Gotta
become
know the
president.
enemy.
So he's like, I want to become president so I can dismantle it from the inside. But he was like, he actually like was in shooting competitions like as a youth and stuff, and he has championships because that was one of the points he had to make to. It was one of the points he had to make when they were saying like bowling for Columbine. He's like, you're just an anti-gun. He's like, I'm a gun owner. I'm an
American. I own 5 guns, so
Yeah,
don't fucking even pretend.
Yeah.
What would you want yours to say? Like after the end of
that's
this
a
episode at the
great-
bottom, it says, where were you? Whatever
Okay.
happened.
Now, in the context of this movie?
No,
or
just in our lie, whatever.
Okay.
It's at the at the end of this episode when if it's being filmed. What was it going to say? Our credits are rolling.
Okay. Asked to be on Conan O'Brien with co-host Todd Murray. Died in a murder-suicide the day before they were set to be on. Look at this. Wallace Shawn. Anybody who doesn't know him, like Waiting for Godot, obviously, not waiting. Yeah.
Inconceivable.
Yeah. Princess Bride, Toy Story.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. He's in one shot of this movie with no lines.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I
they
don't
must have
know.
filmed a bunch of shit and just threw it in there because they didn't use him.
He was either cut out or he's just a friend, and they're like, "Can we just use a picture of you?" This is some REM.
Oh yeah, there's Jim's Belushi. You know what mine will be? What mine's gonna say at the bottom? Mine's gonna say, after the earth was torn asunder, Todd fell into a chasm and yelled, "I always thought I'd go out like Elvis." Upon reaching, this is a big one. Okay, this is the reader. Upon reaching the pearly gates, upon reaching the pearly gates, St. John tells him that just before you yelled it, someone else yelled it. You're an unoriginal bastard, and you're going to hell.
Oh no! Shit. You shouldn't have taken credit for it first.
Exactly.
That's funny. Production stills. Raffy. Raffy from the League.
That reminds me of in Trailer Park Boys, they're always talking about Ravine. They call Ricky Ravine.
Yeah.
When I was in PE, I taking a sailor course.
Prince Edward Island, for those who don't know.
A thing came on TV as an advertisement for a guy called Ravine.
Oh, really?
And he was a singer. And I was like, that's the guy they're talking about. Totally.
Oh, really?
And I never would have gotten it unless I was, holed up in that drug motel. I like this jam right here, man. This probably cost $9 million.
I always wanted to make a documentary where we travel across the country. Or not across the country, like across North America,
across
just
the
all
street?
around, and record local commercials.
Oh my God.
And then
give an arm and a leg.
And then go, yeah, exactly. Yeah, here we've got some really bad jeweler ones, especially we've got Oliver Jewelry.
That car one's freaky with that guy.
Airport
Looks
Plaza
like he's from Herman.
Yeah, Airport Plaza Jewelers is the one though. Sir, at Airport Plaza Jewelers, a really great diamond doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and he's literally holding
An arm and a leg.
An arm and a leg. Like,
It's got to be the ones though where it's the guy who like runs the businesses in the advertisement.
those ones are good.
Oh my God.
But there were a bunch of like that. Like I would have liked to have the old Ernest ones.
Oh, he was
Like
good.
back
That's
in
what
the
started
day.
him off. Yeah, you know me, Bird.
But like, and just follow that and follow like the local commercials for the local places, like it's just, I was always really fascinated by that because they're always so low budget and I want to see what people have in common and what people what separates them and what makes that separate. Is it because I'm in Texas now or
what
is
makes
it
a good
because-
one?
or because it's a car company?
Right.
So yeah. And
We could do a documentary on the American independent commercial.
Yeah.
Netflix will pick it up, fuck.
Hells yeah.
And then we'll make a separate cut with a bunch of blood, and we'll throw it on that other one you said, Shazammer.
Shazam. What? Oh, Shudder.
Oh, Shudder. Shutter Island.
Shazam.
Is this Anne Marie?
Podcast. I think
This
so.
is my aunt, everybody.
Yes.
Not only am I in this movie, but she's my aunt.
Yep, special thanks to Michael Stipe. That's from. Special thanks to Madonna.
Hey, Madonna, Bruce Springsteen.
Well, he
'cause
got
they
one for
mentioned
singing.
them
but-
and stuff.
well, they-
Born in the USA.
and it's Madonna's production company who made the
Niagara
movie.
Falls
so-
Parks Commission.
Niagara Parks. I did some work for Niagara Parks when I did a video for a golf course.
I've done some things that made people get work for Niagara Parks Commission.
I always like that. It says no Canadians were harmed in the making of this production. There's a note that comes just at the end of this that I always thought was really nice. I think we didn't miss it yet. I think it's right at the very end. It might not be. There it is. To Johnny LaRue. Thanks to you, we got our crane shot.
Johnny LaRue.
Johnny LaRue is a character that John Candy played in SCTV.
He's a real slime bag, eh?
So yeah. So that was just our little
Johnny LaRue.
So that was just our little their little final thanks to him. That was like not too on the nose. All
Not
right.
too on the nose.
So that was our one. This, the man tried to get to us in this one by the hell is the noise? I think that's my.
It's the fish tank.
Yeah, it's the fish tank.
It's the giant bottle of vodka rattling off the fish tank. The fish are hungry for booze.
We were all bound to go sometime.
Damn right.
All right, but yeah. So the man got to us and shut down our machine for the first time.
Yeah.
We were criticizing.
It's because it was the movie I
corporations.
was in. That's why.
Yeah.
You know what happened?
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
I think that so many people hit the phone lines to call us to tell us what an awesome job that the fucking whole internet, everywhere the internet just kind of shut down.
We broke the internet. Did it. Even though this isn't the internet. This is just on my computer.
We are the equivalent to Kim Kardashian's naked ass.
Nice. I've been called that multiple times.
Which cheek would you like to be?
What? Right cheek. I've always felt like I was right cheek.
All right, I'll be lefty. I'll be the sinister cheek.
Yeah, that's the one that our friend Kanye most identifies with.
Oh God, that's the cheek he loves.
This cheek's a genius, just like me.
And his next track will be featuring the left cheek.
I'm gonna do you from behind, become a parent.
Are they still together? Is this still a thing still?
Yeah, it's still a thing. Still a thing. Till he becomes Kim Ye West.
Oh my God.
He's there.
Kim Ye Jong West. He will rule North Korea with an iron fist.
That would be amazing. Oh, well, at least their national anthem would be decent.
And what do you know? As it turned off this Caddyshack right there.
Yeah.
Don't you look at me. If you haunt me tonight, fucking Rodney Dangerfield, I swear it. It was him, man. It was totally him.
That's funny. All right, guys. Well, we're going to sign off on this one. Thank you all. We hope you guys had a great holiday. We hope this somehow made it better. I don't know.
I think it made some people's holidays.
I
think this is all they had.
Yeah. We will, for anybody who didn't watch along with us, I will put up stills from Todd's appearance online on on Instagram and on Facebook and all that stuff.
You get the cat attacking me. That's the fucking picture you should put up there.
I'll have that too.
Where is that goddamn cat?
I don't know. It ran to go to sleep with mommy.
Ooh. My mommy won't let me sleep in the bed anymore.
Just as well. You clawed her neck too much. But so yeah, anyway, stay tuned next week. We've got some more summer fun planned for you. And we'll announce that next week. So we'll see you then.
Summer days having a blast. And we...
Tell me more.
We were supposed to do the... And we... In those summer nights.
I'm not unimpressed. I'm just upset that I was like half coughing, so I couldn't harmonize.
We had the whole fucking thing planned, man.
Yeah.
Weeks planned, and you just ruined it because you won't stop smoking crack.
This is what happens when you do a friggin' podcast in one take.
You damn right.
So...
You get what you get, baby. We're one take wonders, just like my love life.
Well, whether or not we're wonders is up for grabs, but
we're definitely one takers.
We're definitely one take because we're not doing it twice.
Listen, people, for anybody out there that doesn't want to do anything twice, this is for you, baby.
Yeah.
The first time's good at fuck it.
Yeah. Like most of my old girlfriends, I was something they did not want to do twice. All right, gang. Catch you next week. Big movie coming up. Not big and like big, but big and like fun. So
big and fun.
You know, it's gonna be a hot one.